As a spiritual practitioner, you don't want to be affected negatively by the external forces or the surrounding or the people or everything in the society. In this class, we will discuss what is Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga, the word Ashtanga is made from the word 8. Ashta means 8, the number 8. Anga means limbs. Yoga of 8 limbs. So Ashtanga Yoga means a system of yoga which involves 8 limbs. Now let's go back to the history. So Ashtanga Yoga was, I don't want to say that it was founded by, but practically it was founded by sage Patanjali. So Patanjali was a great yogi a few thousand years ago. Now in India, we did not keep records of who was born when. So nobody knows when exactly sage Patanjali was born. But he was born anything between 2,500 years ago to 10,000 years ago. We don't know. Anyway, so yoga and tantra has been existing for thousands of years. Sage Patanjali took the knowledge, techniques of yoga. He was an accomplished yogi. He was an enlightened being, just like Buddha. So Sage Patanjali compiled and systematized the knowledge of yoga according to his experience and knowledge, and he called that system Ashtanga Yoga. So he converted the entire system of yoga into the yoga of 8 limbs. Now, yoga is not just asana. In the modern world, unfortunately, a lot of people think, or the media, the magazine, the business, the social media, and people involved in that, they have all been slowly, steadily, progressively, and unfortunately, creating an impression in the masses that the physical posture which we practice, that is yoga. The fact is, it is not. So Patanjali made basically yoga is a lifestyle. Yoga is not something which you practice on the yoga mat. Yoga is something which is just like breath. Whether you're awake, whether you're sleeping, whether you're working, whether you're relaxing, whether you're fighting, whether you are loving, whether you are hating, whether you are compassionate, it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, wherever you are. As long as you are alive, you are breathing. In the same way, yoga is a lifestyle. Yoga touches every single aspect of your life, and it's not a choice. So basically, your whole life is yoga. The whole lifestyle and the whole life is yoga. The moment you become aware, the moment you become aware of it, your practice of lifestyle, your practice of yoga becomes better, right? So Sage Patanjali compiled, systematized the whole knowledge into 8 limbs, and he wrote a book. He wrote a book on the system, and his book is called Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Yoga means yoga, and sutra has 2 meanings. One is a thread. So when we wear malas or we have this chanting beads, so all the beads have one thread in it. So that thread means sutra. Sutra also means formula. So Yoga Sutra doesn't mean a thread or something. Yoga Sutra means formula of yoga. According to Patanjali, yoga is a science. Just like we have modern science, we have physics, we have chemistry, we have nuclear physics, we have so many things to travel outside, to explore the outer world. In the same way, same sage Patanjali devised the science, the method, the physics of going inwards. So when we are traveling outside, so this is me, this is you, this is me, this is us, and then everything else. So when a consciousness, when an effort, when the science is exploring the external world, the world which I am not, it is called physics. When the same effort, science is directed inwards to explore who am I, it becomes a spirituality, it becomes yoga. So Yoga Sutra are the formula to go inside. It is not a metaphorical, romantic word. It's not like yoga thread or something. It is Yoga Sutra, the formula to explore the inner world, to reach to yourself. So his book is called Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Patanjali Yoga Sutra has 196 sutras or 196 formulas to reach the goal of the human being, which is the enlightenment, which is the self-realization. So Patanjali has divided the whole system in 8 limbs. So it's called, the limbs are Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Okay? So the first limb is Yama. Yama is like a traffic rule. So just the way we have traffic rules so as how to drive so that we don't meet accidents, in the same way Patanjali has given some rules to follow, to abide by, so that in this entire journey of human life, if we follow those rules, we will not harm our souls, we will not harm our karma. So Yama is the rules which a yoga practitioner should follow to stay in harmony with the external world. You know, yoga is a process of going inwards. And one of the major obstacles we can face while going inwards is the obstacle from the outside. As a spiritual practitioner, you don't want to be affected negatively by the external forces or the surrounding or the people or everything in the society. So if one follows the yamas, the traffic rules of how to deal with the society, you have taken care of that part. And once you have taken care of that part, then you can come back to yourself. Okay, so yamas are the laws, the rules, the suggested course of conduct which we should follow to deal with the society. Second limb is niyama. Niyama is how to deal with our own body and the self. So just like the way we live in a town, in a village or in a city, in the same way we also live in this body. This body is another city. This body is a city in itself, and we live in this city, and the brain, the mind is part of it. So niyamas, yama and niyama. So niyamas are the rules of how to learn to live in harmony with ourselves, so that this body, this mind itself doesn't become an obstacle. So that is the limb number 2. So yama is the set of rules to deal with the external. Niyamas are the set of rules to deal with the internal, which includes your body and mind and consciousness. And then comes asana. Asana means a seated posture. Asana means posture. It doesn't mean any particular style of yoga practice. It simply means seat. Asana means seat or to sit. So Patanjali has said the only thing Patanjali has mentioned in his Yoga Sutra about asana is sthiram sukham asanam. As long as you can sit in a posture comfortably without facing any obstacles, pain, discomfort, you're fine. Sthiram sukham asanam. Sthir means stable, sukham means pleasant or comfortable, asana means sit. So that is the only thing he has said. That posture should be steady. You should be able to sit in a posture for extended period of time. Sthiram sukham. Sukham means comfortable. You should also be able to sit comfortably. There's no point in sitting in a posture in which you have knee pain, back pain, or whatever pain. So you don't want to sit in uncomfortable posture, right? So that's the only thing he has said. And then comes pranayama. So yama, niyama, asana and pranayama. Pranayama are the yogic breathing exercises to gain control over the prana or the energy flowing in the body. And then comes pratyahara, sense withdrawal. Pratyahara is the fifth limb of yoga. So how to learn to withdraw our senses inwards? So our senses are always looking outwards. We are always listening, watching, thinking about the external objects. We are always, all the five senses, they are always externalized unless we are sleeping. Even when we close the eyes, but our mind, the senses are externalized through the mind, right? So pratyahara is the limb of Ashtanga Yoga in which we learn to develop the ability to turn the senses inwards. So we want to keep the senses awake, even more awake than normal times, but we want to turn them inwards. So sleeping is also a kind of pratyahara, but we don't want that because we become unconscious. Pratyahara is conscious sense withdrawal and turning the senses inwards and disconnecting from the external. And then comes dharana. Dharana is concentration. So then we learn to focus, to concentrate. And then comes dhyana and samadhi, meditation and enlightenment. So concentration, when the concentration becomes consistent, it becomes meditation. And when meditation becomes more consistent, deep, without any obstacles, without any fluctuations, without any disturbances, the meditation becomes enlightenment. So concentration, meditation, enlightenment, they're all same thing. They are different degrees. They are higher degrees of the concentration. So these are the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, dharana, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. So this is what Ashtanga Yoga means, and this covers your whole spectrum of life. It touches every single aspect of life. So when we, as a teacher, as a practitioner, when we want to follow the path of Ashtanga Yoga, we have to see the comprehensive picture. We should not get confused with the particular style of asana. It's not a particular style of asana practice. You may almost not practice any physical posture and you can still be Ashtanga yogi or an Ashtangi yogi or a seeker who follows the path of Ashtanga Yoga given by sage Patanjali. Thank you.